the name of God, the beneficent, the merciful, who thy witness is the one God, who praises you forever. We are gathered here today looking for a beautiful young woman who has been missing now for 19 days. What we do know and what we have learned, that she came to this particular apartment complex to meet a man with whom she thought was a friendly individual and a friendly person that they met at a club. And the gentleman who met them at the club invited them to come back to his place to continue enjoying themselves. 3 girls came together. They dropped off one girl while the other 2 girls went to the store. This beautiful young black sister goes into this apartment complex and completely disappears off the human radar screen. We have talked to several residents here. They do remember seeing her walking in the complex, but they don't remember what apartment she went to. They don't know which unit she knocked on what door. But what we do know, she came to this complex and has never been seen again in 19 days. The other 2 young girls who were with her, who were supposed to be partying with her, came back 15 minutes later from right down the street from a store. When they came back, they started calling her phone. There was no answer. Then all of a sudden, the phone was cut completely off. So we believe that this young, beautiful sister absolutely met with foul play in this apartment complex. We believe that the man they met at the club never was a friendly man, never had friendly intentions. We believe that this was a trap to lure these girls here and to kidnap these girls. Well, obviously it only happened to one because only one went in. She went to the unit and knocked on that unit door. We discovered what unit that was. It was a vacant unit. Nobody even lived there. So was somebody waiting inside for? We just don't know. But what we do know, there has been no trace of this young girl here at this apartment complex or anywhere else in this city or any other surrounding cities since the night of her birthday 19 days ago. Her family is here. She will state her relation to the young woman, and she'll have a statement on behalf of her family also, as well as her uncle.
My name is Carrie Weiss, and I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I'm here to in search of my little cousin. It's not like her to not be in contact with anybody. She's a beautiful young lady who started out in Texas going to Prairie View, and we're just a little concerned. We're worried about her, and it'd be great if everybody can put a word out. She doesn't deserve this. She doesn't need to be in this type of situation at all, and it'd be greatly appreciated if we can get that help. Thank you.
The uncle will have something to say. Thank you.
My name is Leonard Waits. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I am the great uncle of Notorious. Again, like my daughter said, we've been missing her for 20 days now, 19 days now, and we definitely appreciate catstaccz for helping us out in this endeavor. You know, not knowing where she is, not hearing from her, has been trying on our family, and we just need some answers, and we appreciate the help that we're getting from the people in, especially catstaccz, the people in Houston, Texas. So if anyone has a message for us, we'll be handing out flyers and our number so they can get in contact with us.
Did you guys file a police report?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we
When
did.
did you file a police report?
We'll have that case number for you, give to you also. But that's been filed like 19 days ago.
Okay, so you guys
Because
found
immediately her friends called the police.
Okay.
Immediately her friends called the police.
Can you come back over here to the mic? Sorry, I didn't want to make sure you get your word.
Immediately her friends called the police. The police did come, took information, walked the premises, no sight of her whatsoever. And they just can't do anything until a certain amount of period of time before she becomes classified as a missing person. What we do know, and this is not to disparage anyone, but the young girls had been dancing at a nightclub. And they thought that they would want to come here and perhaps make a few extra dollars. It was a trick. It was a setup. They came and only one went in. But the plan, we believe, was for all three to go into that vacant apartment at this particular property.
And they met that man
At the nightclub.
At the nightclub.
Right. It seems
gentleman.
Based on what we know, he had large sums of money on him. He was spending large sums of money in the strip club, and that he was luring them with the money. And so they thought, because it was closing time, and this guy promised we can continue this at my spot in Southwest Houston, gave him this address, gave him the apartment number. But it was never a plan to continue a party. We believe that it was a plan to kidnap these young girls. And only one went in, and one has never been seen again.
Do you know if any of the other two girls exchanged numbers with this guy?
They didn't.
Picture of him?
Nothing. They didn't. Because you're not allowed, we asked that question, did you take a picture? The girls are not allowed to have their cell phones in the club. And you can't take pictures of the patrons inside of a strip club. Because some of these men don't want to be recognized or known that they're frequenting these type of establishments.
And the apartment complex, they don't have a lease or any names of who
Not
they
at all.
own.
It was vacant. It was vacant.
The detective said he requested the.
Can you say that in the mic now? I'm sorry.
Well, it was told that the detective did request the video, but nothing has happened. Nothing. He hasn't actually been in contact with anybody in our family since August 5th. So we're still just waiting for it. We're still just waiting for information.
What have these past 20 days been like for you and your family?
It's been horrible. I can't imagine what she's going through or what happened to her. This is just crazy, especially for being out here in Houston, in the area that she's been in by herself.
I agree. You're not, the regular patient is not allowed to take pictures inside of these establishments.
The girls are not allowed either.
But they do have security cameras.
And the detectives do know what this place is. What they've done there, I can't say. That's something they have to answer to, what they requested and who they spoke to. But from my dialogue with the other girls, the detectives really has had very little conversation with them. Very little. It has not been a priority from the detectives to really push this case. I think that because of what the detectives believe was the nature of the relationship and the pretense of the arrangement, it's not a priority for them. But at the end of the day, this is a young girl who was taken against her will. This young girl did not voluntarily come here to disappear. Thank God the other two girls just didn't go in. Or nobody would know anything about this story. Nothing. And those two girls have talked to me continuously. You know, they've even tried to come over here by themselves, looking, just riding up and down, seeing if maybe they would see something, to see someone that could give them some type of information.
Do the two other girls sound believable?
Yes, no doubt.
I was just going to ask that. What took it so long for us to learn about this case?
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The girls only contacted me 2 days ago, 2.5, almost 3 days ago. 3 days ago. I'm sorry. The girls reached out to me 3 days ago. But it had been reported to cops weeks ago. But once the young lady explained everything to me, I knew right off, based on my experience with this kind of work, there was more to this story. Plus, in this area is notorious for human trafficking. This Southwest Houston area, notorious for it. This is the hub of it. And when she explained the circumstance of the story to me, where this all began, and how the big spender, you knew it was a setup. Exactly. So that's what this really was.
I'm not sure if you gave a description earlier when I was walking around. What's the description of the guy?
There is a description, yes, there's a description. But once again, That's up to the detectives to share that with y'all. They ain't gave us nothing. And I believe, in my opinion, that we in the New Black Panther Nation have done more work in 3 days than what they've done in 20 days. We came here to this building. We came to this complex and walked it 2 days in a row, talking to people. We've made phone calls. We followed up on leads. We asked them, have y'all talked to the cops? Have the police been through? Have detectives knocked on their doors? Zero. Not one person that can tell us one thing about a detective raised by asking questions. Zero.
Now the girls, did they share the description of the guy with you? Is there any way
A little bit, yes, a little bit, but I don't want to get off into that yet. But I do believe this is bigger. I do believe that this dude, whoever he is not by himself in this. I believe this is a little more bigger because one man wasn't planning to grab all three. Not by himself. Not at all. And we believe that was absolutely the motive here. Yeah, and that was cut off like that. So it wasn't like it was on and ringing, and ring, go to voicemail. Quickly was powered down, boom. So it's like that this was planned. And whoever did this knew what they were doing. Because they knew where to target and they knew where to entice like that with money like that. And they knew how to set the stage. That stage was set. And so we believe this young girl was kidnapped from this apartment complex. Where is she? We don't know, but we need the Houston Police Department to treat this as a priority. I absolutely believe, and I'm going to be very honest with you, we got a black mayor, we got a black police chief. If this was 3 white girls that came to this apartment complex and a young white girl, blonde-headed and blue-eyed, disappeared in that building, they will be swarming this place trying to get answers. Let's just cut the BS. They'd be swarming this place trying to get answers. But nobody really cares when it's a black or brown girl that goes missing. It's never really been a priority for HPD unless you got something up front that states foul players involved. But as far as them just investigating to determine the foul players involved or not, when it's a black or brown girl, they don't do it like that. Let's just be real about it. So we need the help of the city. And we need HPD to treat this case as a priority because this girl did not just disappear on her own. We believe that she was snatched from this place. Any more questions?
What club did this start at?
We don't talk about that. No, I'm not going there.
So they were at the club. She was celebrating her birthday, and they met this guy. The guy was like, "Hey, we can get more money. Just come to my place." They came to the place.
One did. 2 friends went to the store.
Get stuff,
right.
And they came back, and she was gone.
Completely disappeared off the face of the earth. Just gone. And not a whisper has been heard from this child since. Zero.
I mean, what's your message? To girls that maybe are going out and talking to some of these people that are throwing
what I've been noticing for the last several years, the girls are getting younger and younger and younger and younger. And see, what happened is the law changed to where you had to be a certain age now to be in those clubs. So you have a lot of young girls who are literally underground doing this kind of work. These guys know this. So they fly under the radar where they can catch them like that. And many of these girls, some of them are runaways. Some of these girls are from different cities. Some of these girls are lured to cities like this with the dream of making some quick, fast cash. This girl came to Houston from New Mexico to be a student. And now this whole world is just flipped. I'm hoping and praying that many of these young girls and parents recognize and realize that this thing of human trafficking is getting younger and younger and younger. And if we as citizens don't take this seriously, we're not going to take it seriously, unfortunately, until it hits home. And I pray to God it hits no one's home, but when it does, then you're going to want somebody to take it seriously. If they can just snatch women like this, and there's no outcry, what's to stop them? What's to make these roaches run when the lights turn on if we're not turning on the lights? That's it. We have nothing else further to say, but we're begging and pleading with you all for the help because this young girl was snatched, we believe, from this complex. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your presence. And we do thank you for being here, helping us get the word out. Thank you.
Can we have spelling of names?
Oh, sure. Go right ahead.
And do y'all have any more pictures you can share? I think we have just one of her.
Which one do you have? Send it to me.
Can you just, can y'all come up to the mic and just say your name? And if you,
Just
you
give
can
it a
text it to me or you can airdrop it, whichever's easiest for you guys.
Yes, that's a beautiful picture.
My name is
I know we just have one.
Leonard Waits. It's Leonard.
Okay,
Waits.
Let's see, I have.
Carrie Waits, Keri. Last name is Waites.
You have any more?
And her name is Shateria Waits. Shateria. Shateria. Shawtyria.
And she
It's
was
just like it sounds.
She was a student.
Fairview A&M University. Fairview A&M University.
She enrolled in Fairview?
Yeah, she was enrolled.
She was a freshman.
Yeah, she was a freshman.
Still a student.
What was she going to major in?
I'm not sure.
But we checked. She was still a student.
She's been in Houston probably about 2 years. 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
And the family's from New Mexico. Yeah, the family's from New Mexico.